Hello and welcome to Homeroom. I'm so glad you could join us today. You're going to meet a fabulous Mobile County Public Schools student, and he wrote a book. Have you ever thought about writing a book? Sometimes I have trouble writing a sentence, but a book, whoa, this is very impressive because he did it when he was much younger. And so joining me is Carter Sellers. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
First time you've been here, huh?
So,
Well, I'm glad you're here. You're going to have to talk louder, though.
Okay.
Okay. You have to use your outside voice. I can't believe you're really quiet. Are you really quiet like this at school?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you? Okay. Well, we'll work on it. Okay, here is his book. It is called The Portal of Skendar. Is it Skendar? Not Skender?
Yeah,
Skendar. Okay, well, the title is very intriguing, so I love it. Why did you decide to write this book?
I just had so many ideas that didn't really just want to put them to waste, and I love to read books about fantasy and other worlds, so I decided just to write it.
Write your own. I think it's wonderful. What are some of your favorite, before we get into your book, what are some of your favorite other books, that other authors, other genres?
I like fantasy, like the Chronicles of Narnia is what introduced me into fantasy.
Yeah.
And kind of had a part in inspiring me to write the book. I also like some darker stuff and horror kind of.
You
And
do?
And just other just fiction and literature. That's about all.
But the Chronicles of Narnia, how can anyone not? If you have not read Chronicles of Narnia, you must read Chronicles of Narnia. Fabulous book. I mean, fabulous series. I loved it. And what you liked The Hobbit too, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What about The Hobbit was so cool to you?
How extensive it was and how complex the storyline was and all the different characters and how J.R.R. Tolkien could keep up with each of them, not making one feel too left out, and
Right.
Along with going with the storyline, but creating characters, giving the characters character. That was good. I like that.
I think, I love the book. I didn't read it till I was in college. I took a children's literature class and read it and fell in love with it, read the rest. What I loved about that book so much is as I was reading it, I visualized everybody. And boy, when I saw Gandalf, it was a movie, I think on TV first, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, that's not Gandalf. Because Gandalf, to me, was somebody totally different, and to you, I'm sure was different from what I saw. You think people think that in your book when you read it, when they read it?
Probably.
Yeah.
You can kind of I guess you could say, the way you would view one character might be different compared to another, because
Sure.
you might understand something more about this character than someone else would, vice versa.
While I was reading your book, I was looking at the names you've used. I mean, Skendar, where'd that come from? Your head.
I really don't know.
And all the other ones. Give me some examples of some of the other characters.
This race that I created called Bodrin,
Right.
I was just looking around for stuff, and I
Yeah.
saw a Butterfinger, and I just used the B in it, and that I just through just adding and taking away letters, I just came up with Bodrin.
That is cool. That is too cool. What about some of the other characters?
My friends came up one of my friends came up with one of the main characters' name, Kumar, and Zonar, but I think I came up with Gildren, but a bunch of the other names, either my friends or my family helped me come up with them.
So they knew, your friends knew that what you were doing.
Only a few of them.
Yeah. What they say, what they think. They think you were taking on too much because you were in fourth grade?
I was in
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade, yeah.
Sixth grade. So sixth graders, I know, you got a lot of homework, have a lot of things to do, and yet you're also writing a book. Did you write it during the week? Did you hold off, write it on the weekend?
I didn't really have a schedule. I would just, whenever I got bored and was on the computer, I would just write it, and sometimes I'd write a whole chapter, sometimes I could only get through a page, and it's like that.
Did you ever sit at your computer and think, oh, this is great, and then you go to type it, and the idea is great, but it's not, a lot of authors, they'll have, brain freeze. Did that ever happen to you?
A bunch of times, I didn't want to use one word over and over, so
Sure.
I'd have to try to think what would be better, because I didn't want to have and all that, and have one adjective used over and over, so I'd just like trying to think of different words was.
A thesaurus is good for that.
Yeah.
Did you use that?
I use like Google thesaurus.
Okay, so let's talk about your book. Can you give me a short synopsis?
Basically, there's this place called the Shadow and a place called Skindar. This Shadow is a realm of, it's like an alternate realm to Skindar. Skindar is a planet with the basics of like every fantasy, elves, humans, dwarves, and all that.
Cool.
But the Shadow was basically a realm created by the gods, almost kind of like a trial course, and they kind of just forgot about it, but the people in the Shadow still lived, and they made civilizations. Well, there's a war in the Shadow, and that all happens. Then there's an evil god, his name is Dro. He just destroys the Shadow, and the people from the Shadow have to escape or they'll die.
Sure.
Because Dro wants dominance over all the realms. And,
Sounds so typical. Yeah. Sounds so modern.
Yeah. And the main character, Gildren, had a staff that he found from like a while back, and it starts to like glow, and he just like activates it, and it opens a portal to Skindar.
So cool.
And once they're on Skindar, they're just walking around. They're kind of confused because they didn't even know this existed.
Right.
And then they start seeing Tezoids, which are basically Dro's minions, his creations that are evil. They start to just fall out of the sky and they're really bad, and they could help destroy the planet. And if Dro found the portal, he could take over Skindar. And there's like 5 main characters, and they're just trying to get to the portal to find some way to close it.
So they have to find the portal of Skindar. Wow. So you've got a little bit of, you have dwarves, you have humans, you have these minions, elves. I mean, quite just a lot of really cool characters, not just humans. When your friends read your book, what did they think of it?
They thought it was really cool. Like,
Did they?
One of my friends, and he got to this one part that it made him really mad. He was like, "I cannot believe you did that to me."
That's great. That really is great. Oh my gosh. Okay. So do you think are you going to write another book?
I'm right now, I don't really I'm not like writing a lot lately because it takes a lot of time, and
Sure.
I'm just impatient. But like whenever I sit down to write, I write a lot, but it just takes encouragement to sit down and write. But
But you're in 8th grade.
9th grade.
9th grade.
Yeah.
So.
And I've written 3 short stories, and I'm gonna compile them into a collection of short stories.
Oh,
And
good.
they're nothing like this. They're just like fiction. They don't correlate with each other. Yeah, humans. It's on Earth. But I am gonna rewrite this book.
Why?
Because it's short, and I wanted to make it longer and have a more complex story. Like in here, you see Bodrin. Well, I'm gonna try to give it more of a lore, I guess. Like the Bodrin, and Bodrin's not gonna exist really. So I'm gonna have to rewrite. It's gonna have the main theme, but I'm gonna have to rewrite a bunch of stuff. So it's just gonna be elves, humans, and dwarves. And I'm gonna try to make like the dialogue better, the pages longer, better word usage and fluency.
Cool. I was going to have you read a little bit, but we need to take a break. And so when we come back, we can hear you read a little bit. Okay? So sit tight, and you stay with us too. We'll be right back.
Mobile County Public Schools has equipped its students to achieve more than $96 million in college scholarships. These work-ready certificates include dual enrollment college credit, construction, certified nursing assistant, Microsoft Office specialist, welding, and the list goes on. Striving to graduate students to be college and career ready. Higher learning, growth, and development. It starts with us.
The Environmental Studies Center is a natural sciences education facility designed to provide unique learning experiences. In addition, wildlife rehabilitation plays a vital role each day at the center. Featuring more than 500 acres of rich woodlands, the center affords teachers, students, and the general public an opportunity to experience firsthand the natural environment. Environmental Studies Center. It starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hello again, I'm Nancy Pierce. Welcome back. We're finding out all about the Portal of Skendar, talking to the author, who is now in 9th grade, was in 6th grade when he wrote this, and his teacher is here from when he wrote the story. He was in your class, and this is Miriam Stedham, and Miranda, I'm sorry. Miranda Stedham, and you were his teacher.
I was his teacher.
So what was he like?
Carter was a wonderful student.
Okay.
Wonderful student. He loved to read, loved to write. Sometimes it would be like, Carter, stop reading to do your work. And I know that sounds crazy, but you know, he loved to read,
That's good. How do you
Great.
get your kids to, what do you do as far as reading and writing to give them that desire to do it?
I usually try to start out the school year with a very high interest novel with my students, and that kind of draws them in.
Right.
And then we start to write about things that they know about in the beginning, and then we write every day.
Oh, that's
in class.
good.
Every day they are writing something in class, whether it be a short paragraph, whether it be a couple of sentences, but I want them to write because I feel like if they become good readers and good writers, then they'll be lifelong learners.
Oh, sure, exactly. What novel are you starting with this year?
It's part of the Maximum Ride series by James Patterson. It's called The Angel Experiment.
Now, are those books geared toward younger?
They are. They're
Okay.
young adult fiction.
Okay. Is it good?
It's very good. It's a science fiction. About
Oh, it is.
Kids with wings.
Oh, Kids with Wings. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Have you started it?
I have.
What do you think? Are they interested?
They love it. They
Good.
love it. They love
And
it.
see, look at what you did with him. Do you remember the book you started with when he was in your class?
I believe we started with Maximum Ride.
Well, I wasn't in your reading class, but we did reading that. We did.
Right.
I did read Maximum Ride.
And well, that was when we had reading and language arts separated
Right.
in that year. So
Maximum Ride. I'm going to have to look that
Yeah,
up.
it's
Because
a great
I do
one.
like I loved Ender's Game. And
James Patterson's a great author. Great author.
for young and old. Gets a little weird for me, but that's okay.
Right.
When Carter started this, did he come to you? Did he say anything? I should just ask Carter. Did you get permission? What did you do?
Kind of just told my mom that I wanted to write a book, and she said, "Okay, just do it." And
I love
just read
it. Other mothers would go, "You what?"
Well, and he would bring his drafts to me and say, "Hey, Miss Stedham, I'm writing a book," and I was, okay, good job, Carter, you're writing a book,
Yeah, sure.
And then he would continue to bring them to me, and I would read them, and I told his mother, I was like, "This is really good stuff. I mean, he's really doing a great job. He's developing the characters. He's doing a great job." And he would kind of bring his copies to me and say, "What do you think? What do you think about it?" And I'd kind of give him some feedback. But the thing that amazed me with Carter was that he would never get stuck. Or if he did get stuck, he didn't come and say, "I'm stuck. I can't do
What can I
anymore."
do? Yeah.
He would bring me more and more. And it was fairly consistent. His drafts were fairly consistent. So.
That's incredible. Did you read any of it to the class? No?
Students in the class did read it.
But
though.
students in the class did read it. And they liked it.
They loved it. They loved it.
I think even if you are not a science fiction fan, you can become one. I know the movie Guardians of the Galaxy has really gotten to people, and that certainly is not fact.
Right, and I have his books, or a couple copies of his books on my bookshelf at school, and even students, because I was having to leave today, I told the students I'm going to go, and there's a student that I had in 6th grade who wrote a novel, and they're just intrigued.
Well,
You
sure.
did it? You have it?
Yeah.
Can we read it?
Yeah.
So they love it. They
Oh,
love it.
good. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, so you really help your students by having them write, having them read. Have you ever come across a student that just didn't want to do either?
Yes.
And what do you do?
Yes. I don't want to say you force them because you can't get anything
Right.
accomplished through force.
Right.
But you just kind of change topics with them. You find something. There's going to be something. With the amount of fiction that's out there, there's going to be something that these students like to read. A lot of kids are taken aback because of a thick book. So in all honesty, I had a lot of kids who were interested in reading this book because it was a fairly thinner book and an easier read.
115 with the epilogue. So
but it's a fantasy book,
Right.
closer to their level that they enjoy.
Sure, sure. Think it'll be made into a movie?
I hope so.
Have you seen any new writers in your class? Of course, I know you haven't been in school very long.
I haven't had anyone as serious about it as Carter was. You know, a lot of kids will write some short stories or some poetry, and they'll, Miss Dunn, will you read my poetry? But no one's ever in 6th grade that I have taught since Carter has come to me and said they want to write a novel. That's a pretty epic thing to do.
It is.
So.
It is. How long did it take you, by the way?
Like 5 or 6 months.
5 or 6 months. Did you write it during school?
It was usually after school at my
After
house.
school. Yeah. It's incredible.
It is
I mean, the
very
characters.
incredible.
It's whoa. But science fiction, you can't have normal names and
Right.
everyday names.
Well, my
and
favorite
things.
character was Gildren. Is that how you pronounce that, Gildren? He was very brave, and he set out to do what he needed to do, and he did it. He accomplished it. So he's my favorite character.
Who's your favorite?
Gildren too.
Gildren. You probably find that with most everybody. Was there anybody you really didn't like?
Oh,
Both of you.
I can't remember the character's name that I didn't like.
Mean, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was bad.
Ooh, I don't like that. Is there one that you really? I mean, you wrote the book,
Yeah.
so of course you
Which
like
one
all
did
the
you
characters.
hate?
But which one did you think was absolutely the most disgusting, the meanest, and you wanted to just kick him out of your book?
Dro, the bad god. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just bad and he does evil stuff for his own gain.
Right.
So,
What can your book teach other students? And I'd like an answer from both of you. What will it teach someone who reads this book? What can it teach? It must have a lesson.
I didn't really write it to have like a
I'm
moral
sure
behind
you
it.
didn't. I'm sure, but there's it seems like there are lessons in books. Can you
I
think?
think never give up, be persistent, and especially when you add in the fact that he wrote this and he was a 6th grader and he didn't give up. He may have gotten discouraged at times
Sure.
and thought, I'm never going to finish this, but never give up, pursue your dreams.
That's amazing. It is amazing. So you've read it and you love it, and hopefully we'll have another. Of course, your short stories. What do you think you like writing? A book better than short stories, or is that just kind of where you are right now?
Writing short stories is easier because I can, like the reason why that's so short, I came up with a plot, but I didn't really know how to make it long enough for like a full novel. So like that's really a novella. Basically it's a long short story or a short novel.
Right.
I want to make it like a real novel
I
someday.
think that's great. We have to take a break. We'll be right back, and you stay with us.
The more parents are involved in school, the more likely it is a child will succeed. Children with involved parents and attend school regularly make better grades and have better social skills. Every involved parent makes a difference.
Get involved. Ask about your child's day. Explain how your education matters. Parent involvement, it matters.
You can find more information on parent involvement at MCPSS.com.
I believe that the quality of education that I received at the Mobile County Public School system, I would give it an A+, excellent education. And I feel that they prepared me for my future career. I feel that I received not only the fund of knowledge that I need, but the social skills, communication skills that is needed to compete with any other student, not just in Mobile County particularly, but nationwide.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Well, hello again, and so glad you're with us because we are learning about writing a book, which is amazing when you think about one of my guests who's here, wrote it when he was in 4th grade? 6th grade. I keep saying 4th grade. I don't know why. 6th grade. Amazing. And now he's in 9th grade. I have the author, Carter Sellers, who's in the white shirt. And then I also have Toni Morris, who is the media specialist.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that job. I think that would be the coolest
Best job in
I
Mobile
know.
County.
I know.
I love it.
And I love to walk in and parents, walk in your media center, because they are so cool. They are so cool. And then they'll have book fairs, and you go and you spend a lot of money. That's what I used to do. So you had a lot of people supporting you.
Yes,
Your parents, a few of your friends, because you didn't tell everybody.
yeah.
And then you had this lady. And of course, your teacher, who we just met. And then there's Toni. Was she a cheerleader for you?
A real big one.
I heard she was like the cheer. Can you do a cheer?
Well, I have a dress on.
Oh, okay.
Or I would.
Never mind. How did you cheer? Well, I mean, why? What was it about? Well, let me ask Carter. What was it about her that made her such a cheerleader?
She's so enthusiastic, and she worked in the library. I knew that if I told her about it, she'd really like it and be happy about it.
And I was.
You were.
And I was. Well, he's kind of my idol.
Okay.
I think everybody in education or language arts direction of a teacher or a media specialist always has that deep-seated want to write a book.
Sure.
And he did it. I'm old and I haven't done it. And he did it. So he's my idol. It's amazing.
So, this could be your year.
It could be.
I think
It
Carter
just
could
be.
then be your cheerleader.
There you go.
and just by knowing him and appreciating what he has done, might give you that impetus that you need.
A matter of fact, one of my grandchildren who has read the book but doesn't know Carter, and he's at our school now at Sims Middle with me, and he overheard a conversation yesterday, and he said, "You know Carter Sellers?" And I said, "Yes, baby. Carter went to school here," and he said, "So you know him in person?" And I said, "Well, yes, I know." And I said, and he reads like crazy. He reads everything. And I said, "So you read his book?" And he said, "Yes, I read his book. I saw the autograph in it. I didn't know how it got there,
Right.
that kind of thing." And,
Magically appeared.
And, right.
Harry Potter
And
stuff.
so anyway, I actually tried to get him yesterday, and I don't know if Mom has said anything to you, but we're going to, if it's okay with Carter, set up some at Starbucks, but a coffee meeting.
Oh, how fun.
Between the two, if you don't mind, and get a book. I actually went and got Cash yesterday, thinking she might have a book and he could sign it, but to personalize to Campbell. And we're going to try to get y'all together if you don't mind. But he, Campbell's 12, and I said, "What was it that made you so impressed, with the book and with Carter?" And he said, "Well, it's just, for somebody that age to write a book, that just is an inspiration to anybody."
Sure.
And he's 12, and he gets it.
Wow.
So yeah, he's quite impressed. Yeah.
So I have to say you are a little behind. You can do it.
I know.
She can do it,
I
can't
gotta
she?
catch up. I know. I
Do
gotta
you
catch
have
up.
an idea? I mean, that to me would be the
Well,
hardest.
I kind of do. I kind of do,
Okay.
and I thought about bouncing it off with him.
Yeah,
but
you
I don't want
definitely
anybody
should.
else to know my
Well,
idea.
we aren't going to tell. No, I'm not going to bring it up. No.
So,
But will you tell me after the interview?
I might. Yeah.
But I think that'd be great. I mean, you could have the student becomes the teacher.
I mean, he definitely is an inspiration.
Well, that's
And so I think so
wonderful.
many of us would love to write a book,
yeah.
and he's done it, and so, and the
I
future
like to
that
write
he
paragraphs.
has is I just can't wait to see
Oh,
and be a
good.
part of it. So.
What does your teacher now say? Is it your language arts teacher or?
I don't really tell anybody. Like, I haven't really told anyone at Baker because.
Well, they're going to find out
He's
now.
modest. He's very modest.
I can tell.
He is. He
And
is.
I had heard that, but
He
just
is.
seeing him and being introduced. But I don't know, it's kind of cool to sign your name, to give an autograph, isn't it? And
Yes,
to
ma'am.
sign something special.
Yes,
Ooh,
ma'am.
that'll be so cool.
I have mine. Can I read the message?
Yes, you can.
Miss Morris, you are the best librarian ever. I will continue to write, and I hope you enjoy them as much as this one. Love, Carter Sellers.
Oh,
It's mine. This is
that
mine.
is sweet. And so definitely you're going to continue to write. You will still have a cheerleader at Sims Middle, and probably you will have a cheerleader at Baker. when they find out, which will be soon. And so you'll have, wow, I mean, Baker's a very big school. You'll have a whole lot of cheerleaders there. This is so exciting.
It is.
This
We're
is not
very
something
proud.
that I did when I was a kid. Did you?
No, and we're so proud of him, and we all like to take a little claim to his success.
Of course.
And his progress, and he's so
you give
special
them,
to
when
us.
you give them a little credit. Okay.
A little dedication page would be nice.
A
next time.
dedication page. I like that.
Yeah,
I like
well,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, because, well, he can't do it alone. He could. You could, right? But to have Tony, your main cheerleader, your mom, your family, a couple of your friends, I mean, that means so much. And it's kind of like you can't give up. You can't stop writing the book because all these people are going, huh? You left me at chapter whatever, and how's it going to end? So you know you can't do that. You have to. You know, they'll keep you going. So you really got to cheer? No.
Well, I might
Do you really though?
No, not really. Not really.
Well, I was thinking that would be so much fun if you did. How often do you get to see each other? Very often, or probably not? Since
Luckily, because of family that we have, and that we know each other's families. So
Right.
luckily, a few times, you know,
That's
I've
good.
seen him a couple of times since school started this year.
Okay.
And I wish we got to see more of him, but he's busy too. So
Oh, sure.
we know that, you know. But
he's writing his short stories.
yes, which I haven't gotten to read anything yet. So I'm just waiting.
Is that a hint?
Yes, it is a big
Is it?
hint.
Is
It's
that
a
a big
big. It's a
hint?
big hint.
How many do you have?
I've written 3 so far, and I'm probably gonna, if I can, once I get them edited, I'm probably gonna release them on like the Kindle on Amazon or something. But once I get enough that I think would make a good compilation of them, I'm
Right.
probably put them into a physical version.
Oh, that's great. Who edits your stuff?
My mom and Miss Dedham and her, but like I haven't really got anyone to edit them yet because I want to just write all of them at first.
Sure. You don't want to stop that creative process to say, oops, I forgot the period, or oh, that needs a comma. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my. Now, writing a short story, how long would that take you? You said this took about 5 to 6 months.
Well, it depends on how much I wrote, how much I write. Because when I wrote this, I wrote on like a smaller format, so it was easier to get through a page. But when I write the short stories, it's on a bigger format, so it's kind of like almost intimidating to finish the whole page. And
Oh. Will you read a paragraph? We've got about a minute left. Will you read a paragraph from your book?
okay, I'll just Okay. One of the other gods, the one in charge of making the shadow, was told by me to stop making the shadow, for it had no use. She was Kazora. She was putting 10 of about every race into it. She didn't put the other 2 races in it either because she stopped before she could. Also, Brindu was putting the flora and fauna in it. That they just left it as it was, but I guess it just grew majorly, Crown informed. And Crown was the king of the gods.
Right. Wow.
He's amazing.
He is amazing.
I know.
I can't wait to read the next one. But I want to read your short stories, and so does she.
I do too.
Okay? So can I get a copy somehow?
Oh, they're on my laptop right now.
Sounds perfect. I'm so glad you could come.
Thank you
So
for
glad
having
you could come. And all the luck, all the success in the world.
Thank you.
Okay. And we'll see you next time.